I am live, it would seem. Okay. So how y'all doing today? I hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. It is I, the realist philosopher. So what's happening? What's shaking? What's going on? Anybody out there who is a follower of mine, who is a regular listener, or who is familiar with and seen my content? I hope you will pop in and say hello. I know that I have been I know that I have been absent of late, but for good reason. I was in the hospital for quite some time, recovering from a bad infection. But I am alive. I'm alive. My body is still working. I'm getting old. I am feeling pretty crappy. 33 days doing nothing, not walking, being in a bed, being off your feet. Well, that'll do it. That'll have an effect. Having a system-wide infection that could potentially damage all your organs and kill your ass. But I'm lucky I lived. Well, that has an effect. Woo, yeah. So, been a couple weeks since I got out of the hospital. Tried to go for a walk today. Made it about 10 minutes. Very tiresome. Tried doing a little bit of exercising today with my upper body, just upper body. I got 9 minutes. Oh boy. Yeah, that's 9 minutes, not total, broken up. So, yeah. Turns out a month in the hospital and it'll have an effect for sure. But I am out, I am mobile, I am ambulatory, I can move around. I'm feeling a little better, feeling good, I'm feeling pretty good. Well, not really. Feeling pretty terrible. I don't know how long it's going to take me to recover. I never had sepsis before, never went through any kind of septic shock, never had such a bad infection where I almost lost my leg, never spent so long off my feet in a hospital. So I don't know how long it's going to take to recover. Considering 6 minutes exercise, just using my arms exhausted me, I reckon it's going to take a while. I reckon it's going to be a long time. Something that was easy for me 2 months ago and wouldn't bother me now has my heart a-pumping and exhausts me. So, yeah, I don't know how long it'll take. Probably months. But at the moment, I am alive. I see somebody named Cracker Jack James is in the room. Hello, Cracker. I'm assuming a fellow white man, hence the Cracker. That's good. I like my fellow white people very much. And of course, his name is James. Not a lot of black people named James. There are some, but not too many. And they wouldn't call themselves Cracker. So, because they hate whiteies. So, yeah, nice to see you, James. Glad you are here. Yeah, I don't know if you're a long-time listener, long-time viewer of my content or not, or you just see me on Instagram, I don't know. But I have been gone. I have been sick, and I am now well. Unfortunately, I am going to be homeless soon, too, which sucks. Well, not necessarily homeless. I'll be living in my car, so. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have insurance. If you get effed up, you are going to be in trouble. Especially if it happens after you've moved. Now, moving is expensive. Taking a new job in a new state is expensive. Moving, taking a new job in a new state, and then getting injured and ending up in the hospital for a month, that is super expensive. So I am just about broke. And I will be posting a link to my GoFundMe and Cash App in the comments after I am done this short little update video. Not sure if anybody will donate, but we will see. I almost got everything I need. There is actually something, it's called Car Life. There are a bunch of people out there. I didn't even know this was a thing, to be honest. Now, I knew van life was a thing, right? I mean, people converting vans to like little tiny studio apartments and shit. I knew that was a thing. Yeah, you can live in a van. But I didn't know car life was a thing. I had no idea. Turns out there's a whole community of people out there that live in their cars and just drive around the country. And they get by like posting videos on YouTube or doing DoorDash and Uber Eats whenever they need cash. And it's like, that's a thing? Well, how the hell are they living in their cars? So it turns out they do some conversion, right? Like they'll remove the front seat and they'll put like a bed. Like they'll remove the front passenger seat and then a bed will go and extend all the way into the front passenger seat foot area all the way into the back, and in some cases they'll remove the back seat too. And I've watched tons of videos on this, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you need, and I got almost everything. The only thing I'm lacking now is like a 2-burner gas stove, and then of course I'll have to buy like a propane canister between 5 and 20 pounds, and then I may or may not get a portable refrigerator / freezer. But those would be the only things I would need, and it turns out a bunch of people get by without the fridge. They'll just use a cooler. But these people are having all their belongings, all their shit in their car. Now, I'm not planning on doing that. I'm going to stay local and work locally. And I rented a storage unit when I got here. And you know, storage units, storage locations, they're pretty much deserted early in the morning and after like 5 or something. So you just go in, you access your storage unit. So my storage unit will be my home base, right? So in the morning, I'll go to my storage unit, do some stuff I need to do. Then go to Planet Fitness, where I'll have a gym membership. Can do my shaving, can do my showering, can use the facilities for number 2, right? And then I can go about my day working or whatever else. And then at night, I return to my storage unit. I take the seats out. I take the rear backrests out, and my car becomes a bedroom. Now, I did this the other day, and I got 75 inches. This is so interesting. So, my car, of course, the seats, they go down, right, to extend the size of the trunk. Well, what I did was I removed the 2 bolts on the hinges at the bottom for both backrests, but I left, of course, why would I need to remove it? But I still have the latch at the top where it latches into place. Now, the backrests also rested on a support on the frame, and they also rest on the cushion of the seat itself. So now, even without the 2 bolts, the backrests just click right into place. You wouldn't know that they're removable. So at night, go to my storage unit, pull 2 tabs, click, click, backrests come out. Out of the storage unit comes my 75-inch long, 5-inch thick trifold mattress, my minus 30 degree below zero sleeping bag, whatever other bedding, toiletries, clothes I need. Then I just drive to wherever it is I'm going to park to sleep. And then in the morning, rinse and repeat. It's not ideal, by the way. Now, if I was in good health, it'd be an adventure, yo. It'd be so cool. But I'm all fucked up. Pardon my French. I'm messed up. I'm in bad condition. So that's why I'm in these dire straits, because, long story short, got a secondary infection. The injury became septic, and I ended up in the hospital. But anyway, yeah, I've got and I got a whole bunch of interesting stuff that you need. I've got battery rechargers, like 50,000 AMH for like recharging tiny stuff. I bought a Jackery 300. It's a 300 watt hour power station essentially. So it's like a big giant 7-8 pound battery that has an inverter, so you can like charge smaller devices and power smaller devices. So you want something like that. Got a 5-gallon plastic container for potable water. I've got like a rechargeable reading light so I can read. I had to get some window covers, because if you're gonna stealth camp in your car in an urban setting or not an urban setting, you want to cover your windows. They weren't cheap, like $141, but they're specifically fitted for my car. And they fit over the windows on the inside, and they have two sides. One's reflective, one is black. You face the black ones out. It looks like you've got tinted windows. Nobody can see in your car. You could be in there reading, cooking. Wouldn't matter. They can't see in. I also had to get window covers for if it rains. This way you can, or if you want to air out the inside of your car but don't want anybody to see in, you can open your windows a couple inches. No water will get in, and people can't see into your car, even if your windows are open. Crack slightly. What else did I get? Other stuff that you need to do that. Spent a bunch of money. And again, I didn't get everything I need. I still need to get a 2-burner stove and a propane canister. I also had to buy a space filler for my back seat. You know that big, the foot area space, right? You're sitting in your back seat. You've got the area where you put your feet. So that's like 10 inches right there. So I had to spend $30 to get an inflatable filler to fit that, so that when I put the mattress in, well, it'll have something to support it. For that 10 inches. It's just there's so many little friggin' things you got to consider. I mean, even though I'm not going to be mobile and travel in the country and thereby having to have all my possessions in my car, there's still a certain minimal number of things I'm going to have in it, like overnight, to make it sleepable. And it should be fine. I mean, even though I'm out here in like Montana now, since I had to move. Well, I did move for work, but I don't have that work anymore because I was in the hospital for a month. But anyway, which is why I'm in this conundrum. Shit happens. Acts of God, But it wouldn't really be an issue if anything else had happened. Any other act of God would have been preferable to this, because I'd be physically able, right? Anything else. But because I'm such a mess, and I can still hardly walk, and I just like 2 days ago closed up my leg wound, I had to keep it open for a while to check for pus and to let any excess serum drain out, because when you suffer from septic shock, your body is essentially overreacting to an infection. So even after I got out of the hospital, I had to drain the wound for quite some time so that plasma, clear serum didn't build up overly and cause damage. And so, just a couple days ago, just actually yesterday, I closed the wound up, and all that came out was blood, so I don't have any more issue with that. So the wound is healing up good, but it's been a nightmare. Like the lower half of my leg is just like, this decrepit, necrotized bone and some tendon. It's just, there's so much necrotized muscle tissue came out of the wound and was enzyme absorbed by my body. The infection just did so much damage that I lost literally like half of a muscle in the lower half of my leg. I'm lucky I still have the leg. So, yeah, I've been trying to get trying to get donations. I don't think I'm going to get enough to get the portable refrigerator that I would power with that portable power supply. I was just able to get the power supply itself, which I actually can use for other purposes. But I guess I'm probably just going to have to get a cooler for food, which is fine. If I get a good igloo, those things can like keep cool for 7 days if you don't open them. Even if you're opening it like a couple times a day, it's going to keep stuff cool for 3 or 4 days. So I may just be able to only afford a decent cooler and the burner I need. But once that's done, my monthly expenses are pretty minimal. $70 for a storage unit, $25 for like a full Planet Fitness membership. It's all the bells and whistles, $95 there. $55-$60 for a phone plan that gives me unlimited download, upload, all that. So you're looking at about $150 right there. Then food, maybe not even not $100 a week. I mean, I'm on a very low cost, like budget carnivore diet now, so maybe $300 a month for food. So that's $450 right there. Gas, well, that's kind of hard to say. Depends on what kind of work I'm doing and where I'm working, but say $100. So maybe $550, $600. Let's say 6. Let's round it up to 6 and say 3 refills of my gas, which would be a lot, which I'm not going to be driving that much unless I'm actually driving for work. $600 a month expenses. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Who only has to spend $600 a month to live? So, once I recover, maybe I'll keep doing it. I mean, you get a decent job, you can save a shit ton of money when your expenses are just $600 a month. Even if you only made $2,000 a month, with expenses that low, you could be saving $1,400 a month. Of course, you're gonna make more than that probably, so you could save $2,000 a month easy with the car life stuff. Of course, there are some creature comforts you have to give up, like computer, internet, unless you're like going to like a Starbucks or something to buy an overpriced coffee so you can use their Wi-Fi, or maybe like a Barnes & Noble or something if they have Wi-Fi. I don't know. Or maybe if you're close enough to like a, I don't know, grocery store or department store or some store that has free Wi-Fi. I don't know. So that's one drawback. You don't have the internet. But if you have a phone that has unlimited data and 5G, then you can watch YouTube videos and TV on your phone, and there's a whole bunch of books I'd love to catch up on. I haven't done any good reading in years and years, so yeah, I mean, you've got some limitations, some drawbacks. You're going to be a little cold in the winter there. Although with the portable power supply, I can probably get an electric heater with that Jackery 300. So the inside of a car ain't too big. Portable electric heater, in a pinch. If it gets real cold one night, I don't have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning. So really, the only drawbacks are, there could be safety concerns, but really, I know the kind of places you can safely park since I've done my research. And the town I'm in is a tourist town, and people are parking RVs and cars and doing the van life, car life all over the place. So safety isn't a huge concern. Crime is not bad here. So the only real big drawback is like creature comforts, right? You're going to be pissing in a jug, and you're going to be taking a dump once a day in a Planet Fitness bathroom. Whoopity-doo. I mean, that's not a huge deal, right? How you going to make coffee? Well, I mean, I got the power supply, right? I don't know how much a coffee maker uses power-wise. It might use a lot, but maybe not. Maybe I can just plug in my coffee maker in my car, cook up 14 cups of coffee, maybe only use 10% of the power from that little sucker, and yeah. And I've got a big, giant, like 90-ounce jug to hold coffee. Keep it warm for 4 days. And you can buy like little electric heated cups as well that you could heat up instant in. So again, the only real drawbacks are like creature comforts, right? Like you don't have a nice sofa. You don't have a nice chair to lounge in. You're limited space-wise, and you get out of your car in winter, you're going to be cold. But at the same time, you're not tied down, right? You're not tied down. You're not paying rent. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to live. Cooking, right? How are you going to cook? Well, that's the thing. If you got a little 5-pound propane tank, you can get them refilled super cheap. And that's going to last you like a week or two. That's very cheap. And I'm going to be buying like a $76 double burner Coleman that can cook a 12-ounce pan and a 10-ounce pan at the same time. And I'm on a carnivore diet, so really all I need is to cook once a day, right? I've got some 3 little containers, stainless steel, vacuum sealed. I spend the morning and I cook up my breakfast, eat, cook up my lunch and dinner. 3 containers, 3 meals. I'm done. I'm ready for my day. Don't need to cook nothing else. Go to do my work, whatever. Finish for the day. Eats my dinners, and then convert the car to sleep mode. Grab my window covers, mattress, whatever the stuff I need for the next morning, and I'm good. A lot of people like this life. I don't know. I've done a lot of research. Honestly, I'm not sure. But I don't have a lot of choice because, the dire straits this injury has put me in. So once I recover enough to where, walking a decent distance doesn't kill me, I can actually use my legs and not just my arms for exercise, then I'll be good and be able to go back to work, and before you know it, then I'll have a lot more options, right? And then maybe I'll rent a place, or maybe I'll upgrade to a van. And go from car life to van life, baby. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of possibilities, a whole bunch of options, so I guess we'll see. See how well I like it. We'll see if I even want to upgrade to a van or an apartment, or if I just stick with the car. So anyway, guys, until I am more ambulatory, more able, more mobile, and more able, so I can get back to work, I do need your help. So I am going to put a link to my GoFundMe in the comments, and I am also going to put a link to my Cash App. If anybody would like to make a donation, help me get out of a situation I ended up in through no fault of my own, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll also leave my email in case somebody would like either repayment of their donation when I am fit and able to provide it in the form of cash in kind, or more immediately, my services as a philosopher in the form of a video subject of your choice, or philosophical tutoring advice on whatever subject. I would love to put my philosophical skills and wisdom to work to help you, because you will be amazed and surprised how powerful philosophy is when employed in a practical, real world problem solving manner. It's not just pie in the sky ivory tower bullshit that is only useful in universities, baby. That's just what libtards want you to believe. And they suck at philosophy, by the way. At least any philosophy that's useful. Anyhow, I am the realist philosopher. Please help me out if you appreciate my content and would like to offer some hand up to somebody who is actually going to use it to elevate themselves instead of remain in a crappy situation, i.e. enable them. Anyhow, I am the realist philosopher. Please check out my YouTube channel, which is actually titled Bachelor Philosopher. I changed the name when I got my YouTube channel back about 6 months ago. You can also find me on BitChute as The Realist Philosopher and Rumble as well. And again, I will leave my GoFundMe and Cash App ID in a comment or the description. I don't know. I'm not very good with Instagram. We'll see what my options are in case you'd like to make a donation. And on that note, I am out of here. I wish you all a good and pleasant evening, and take care.